Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new season of Island Survival Hardcore. Yeah, I know. I said I wasn't going to do this again. I wasn't going to put myself through this again, and I wasn't going to, do anything like this, but, kind of got the itch to do it. Kind of got the urge to go ahead and give it another try. And, ooh, that makes it more interesting. So, we've got a couple of little things floating around. There's little islands, hopefully. If there's one right there. I did some scouting on this seed, so before I go any further, if you want to play the same world as me, there's the seed for future adventurers. This is hardcore, which means I die, the map is done, and this series is over, and that right there is a very, very big hole. I did scout this seed out, as I mentioned. There's several smaller islands. This feeds into the possibility, hopefully, of building some bridges and such to other areas. I don't know for sure what kind of food supplies we're going to be looking at, so I'm hoping there's some mobs, some animals, one way or another, floating around. But the truth of the matter is we're just never going to know for certain until we actually get out there and look. I didn't scout around to the point to where it was ridiculous how much I was looking for, but I definitely did do some searching. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We at least want to gather as much wood as possible right away, get some saplings, and then get these trees replanted and replaced into the world. Probably going to go about 20-25 minutes in this opening episode. Really just got the itch. I don't even remember what it was. I just kind of was sitting looking at some stuff. Sampling. And was like, well, Island Survival was kind of fun, but I kind of want to do a smaller island. That first island was a little too big. There was just too much to try and do with the island itself. And then, of course, there was the issue that I had started on the old laptop, which wasn't very good. It never felt completely great. You know what I mean? I just never really felt cohesive, I guess is one way to put it. It really kind of was like I started it on the old laptop. The quality wasn't that great, and it just even when I transitioned into move my microphone a little bit. Even when I did transition into the new laptop, it still never completely felt that great. But we're working on a better laptop now. We are working with DxTory, which makes a difference. And we are going to try and rock this out. Now, I've put my view distance down to 10 chunks. I don't want to see too far. No real steadfast rules that I'm going to be going with. The big rule that I think I'm going to try and stick with is if I do come across in my travels an actual piece of mainland, I cannot go there. No travel by boat. So that thing's going to be an issue at some point. But this was one of the big draws for me, was finding something that had some challenges to it. Like that's a challenge. That could very well end this series before I really feel ready to. But that would require me taking that on too early. Now I know those fish, those ocean temples, dungeons, whatever you want to call them, they're pretty challenging. They're pretty tricky. Red and I have taken them on in Mesa built with full armor, and they have really done a number on us. So, excuse me. Seeds. So I'm really interested to see if I can probably get into the nether first, before I try to get in there and maybe get some brewing equipment. But then the Nether presents its own challenges. You know, blazes and gas and all sorts of things and such. Okay, we need to get some seeds. That is going to be a must. And then, of course, figuring out where I'm going to build my first shelter. If I'm going to utilize the use of beds to pass time. I could make it really challenging and not allow myself to pass time. I think that would provide some significant challenge to this series. I could make it that I can't use animals to accomplish anything. So, I mean, there's ways you can make this a little more challenging, even with the hardcore aspect, but I think we're going to keep most of that stuff left alone. If I was playing on just regular hard difficulty, I would probably consider special rules for this series, but I really don't want to get involved in that. So we're going to go ahead and grab some more of this. We want to gather as much as we can early on so that we are in decent shape, because as you see, my hunger bar is already going down. I did not get, as of yet, oh, there's one, apples, but there is one over here. Thank you. Apple. So we're gonna get a farm going, and then we will have to probably travel over to that island, see if we can find something. And there's another one, it looks like, right off over there. So we got a couple of places to look at, so we'll see what we can find. Let's see where we are at. Alright. I'm going to leave the birch for now. And then what I'm probably going to do is section off an area. Maybe I'll build something over there, and then this will just be the tree area. So maybe let's go ahead and get rid of it. Actually, you know what? Before we go ahead and do this, let us get... Oops. Oh, well, we could use that for now, too. Let's go ahead and get a little farming area set up. So let's actually gather this right here. And then what we're going to want to do is set up a little area to farm. And then we're going to want to make a pick. Yeah, that works out pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and go down by the water. We want to be by the water. So we're going to... I think this looks like a good area. Let's go ahead and dig some of the sand out. I'm going to set up a little farm area. Right over here by the water, so we can utilize this water. Oops, not what I wanted to do. And then we could throw some seed on here, and that should work out pretty well. Yep. We could dig out one more row. Shovel's gonna break, which is fantastic. Wooden tools, I'll tell you. They are just fantastic. But we are close enough, as you see. Oh, I gotta till this first. Duh. We want to get this going as quickly as possible. We definitely want to have that ready to go. Because nighttime is coming, so let's get over here and let's grab this. See, the advantage to the old... Oh, geez. Oh, hey. This actually looks like a decent little place to set up shop. So let's get enough of this. Oh, that's fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. So what we're going to want to do is quickly, we're going to want to get this blocked off. So that nothing's going to get in right now. And we could still get to this. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to upgrade our pick right away. And we are going to get off to a very good start just because this is what I wanted to see right away. So let's grab a little bit of this. That's all we need. We don't need a lot. We just need enough, to make a few little torches so we get a little light in here. And then we are going to dig this area out. We're going to use up this pick. Oh, wow. Hello. Fancy seeing an opening already. Block this off a little bit. Curious, but at the same time, not really ready to go down there. I'm sure that's part of the... There appeared in my search... Yeah, there appeared to be a underground cave system over here. So we'll get into that eventually, but right now this is just... We're just trying to survive this first night and not have something sneak up on us and bite us and end this adventure before it really gets started. So we just want to get as much of this cobble as possible. For lucky, we'll come across some other resources, but at this point it's not that important because we just want to get some basic tools. We want to get well, I was going to need a furnace sooner than I thought before. I thought I was going to need a furnace sooner because of the need for charcoal, but finding that coal kind of gave me a reprieve there. So what we can do at next daybreak, which will be about make this about 20 minutes long. That's another good opening. You can see things, but they can't get in here. So this is actually a nice little first night shelter. We still got a couple of seeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this wood and we're going to break this down. And then we are going to go ahead, make a chest right away. This isn't a bad start. Not a bad start. The hunger thing is going to be an issue if... Put that in there. Put that up here. We'll get to this later. The hunger will become an issue eventually. But for now, it's not. So let's go ahead and do this. We got some sticks. We can go ahead and make ourselves our first sword. We can... I did not get the Monster Hunter achievement with that, but that's okay. We can make a better axe. Whoops. Let's do that. Let's get a better shovel. Let's move you off of here. Let's put you... that's about where you would be. I'm trying to remember where I would keep things. We're going to go ahead and make a better hoe, because we will eventually need that. Let's go ahead and do that. That's good. That's good. That's good. So let's go ahead and do a little bit more digging. But yeah, I feel a little bit better doing this time. I feel I'm a little bit better at the game than I was before. I feel that I learned a few things from that first experience that should help me in this playthrough. Nothing down there. Let's get some light in the back of this tunnel. Jeez. I feel that I have a little bit better understanding of how to progress. Plus, I wanted to use a smaller island, as I said. Yeah, so there's the opening into that. I think, yeah, and that goes down into there. So we're going to want to keep this blocked, just in case something tries to fall down on our heads. I just kind of want to have an idea of... Oh, that's the end of the island, so we're not going to go any further than that. I think other than to maybe get an idea of what's up here. So let's go ahead and put that back in there. Put the light. Put a light. This may just be an underground bunker that I have for emergencies. If it's like it's getting dark and I need to get somewhere quick and I don't feel safe. Let's go ahead and pop this back open so we can see when it's getting light. There's a cave underneath directly, so there's not much we can do under there. So basically what I want to do is I want to have this dug out to all ends of the island so that I can kind of negotiate this level a little better. And we can get some materials. There's some diorite. That's good. Let's get a little bit further in. The one thing I will admit that worries me a little bit is the hunger. Okay, so there's the end of this one. We're at the edge of the island essentially, so we get a little bit of room to work with under here, but we can probably do like a little tunnel system through here that will get us, that can get us from one end of the island to the other in the short term. I'll probably have that area lit up pretty quickly. It shouldn't take too long once I find a little bit more coal. So I think this isn't a bad start if I can keep my hunger relatively under control and get that wheat growing. I think we will explore out to some of the other islands in the near future to see if there's anything, any livestock growing out there that we can possibly get our hands on, because we're going to need food. We're going to need to find something. And hopefully there's something out there that we can... I mean, it would be great if they were pigs or cows or chickens or something that we could breed. But the sun's coming up, which means it's been about 20 minutes, which I don't know that I really want to go that much longer. Let's get this up here and you here. We'll pop out after the end of the night to make sure that everything's okay. It's probably going to be some creepers floating around, maybe. Just wait a little bit longer. Sun's coming up. That's a good thing. I feel like I need to give this another try. That's really all this comes down to, is just wanting to give this island survival thing one more crack. I wasn't really satisfied with the way the last one ended, but I definitely didn't want to do it again right away. I wanted a little bit different setup for the island this time. And I think we've got what we're looking for. So let's run and take a peek. Okay, everything looks good other than the fact that I just whittled down another bar of my hunger. But that's okay. Because what we're going to do, we're going to check on... Oh, hey, buddy. I'm going to check on the crops. See how they did. We're going to put a torch down over here. Yes, the area's looking good. Oh, hey, zombie flesh. That always helps. Oh, that worked out perfectly this time too. So I think we're going to use the last of our coal for that. I think we got a zombie bouncing around out there. Come on, zombie. Do you want to come and play? Woo, come out of the water. Come on. Water. You don't want to be in the water the whole time. Come on. Come on. Well, fine. I'll come to you then. I'm not going down for that. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, well, there's definitely an island over that direction. Island off in this direction. Let's go ahead. Ow. And take a look. Let's go take a look and see what's on this island. Let's see, maybe there's... Oh, there's sugar cane. I see that. That's pretty exciting. Looks like there's another island. Yeah, even in my peripheral you could see it. Wonder what's over there. Now I took a look at a bunch of different seeds to try and get an idea of what I wanted to look at, and it actually looks like a pretty extensive island. There's a lot of wood on that one. We're going to be doing a lot of land bridges, I think. Oh, I see a piggy. I don't have any carrots, though. Can't breed them. But we can drop them. Hopefully. So maybe we'll make this. We'll make that island the tree island, and we'll make this the main island. We'll get a little fence. Oh, we've got some sheep. Don't really need sheep for much. We've got some rabbits. Oh, those are... Are you the killer rabbits? They're attacking me. It's kind of creepy. So we've got rabbits, we've got sheep. We've got a whole lot of... maybe we'll make this the homestead. And then we will connect all these islands together, and we can kind of traverse our way through. I certainly don't care about all these sheep. Give me your wool. You. Give me your wool. You also have meat. Give me your meat. I do not care about the sheep. But I will leave... I'll leave a couple of them. Just in case I decide... You think? Those guys? We'll leave 3 because we want somebody to feel left out. Okay, so that's where we started. There's a pig, there's some rabbits, there's some sheep. We've got a little bit of food that we can cook up. So let's head back over this way. And go ahead and do that. Man, that thing's intimidating. So I think we're just going to head back. We're not going to worry too much. We're not going to worry too much about cooking the food on camera. I think you all know how to cook food. So we're going to head back. We're going to get back into our underground base and kind of plot things out. I think that's going to be kind of a main area. This will be the tree farm area. This will be the farm area. We'll have the trees and we'll have the farm growing over here. And we'll walk across our bridge to get to it. I think that's a good idea. And then we'll connect all these other little islands and everything will be great. Yeah, that seems like a good plan. So all in all, I'm pretty excited to see how this turns out. I really, the solo island survival thing is just not really appealing to me. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't think it makes for great viewing, especially since it might take a couple of tries to find something that actually... if you get one of those islands where there's one tree and you're trying to get going and you can't get going because the trees they're not giving you anything that you can work with, it becomes frustrating after a while, I think. I definitely think that it works a little bit better when you... I I guess we're just going to do this. We're just going to put that in there and cook it that way. It's a little more entertaining, I think, to me, to do it this way, where you have multiple little islands that can give you different things to do. You can kind of dig down. Like I said, there's a cave underneath this island we can explore. And the basic idea is we're going to try and find some iron. We're going to try and get some armor going. Maybe if we get lucky, we'll fight a couple of zombies and we'll be able to get some carrots and we can get a carrot farm going so we can breed the pigs. That's going to become important. I have to check something. I can't remember how the sheep actually breed. I could actually use the sheep. I could set up a sheep farm over there. That would come in handy, but this gets us off to a good start. We've got the bare basic necessities to really get going early on in this game, and that's really all you can ask for. And I think that whole half over there is going to become just one big wheat farm because Lord knows we may need it. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next episode of Island Survival Hardcore. Dun, dun, dun. Bye-bye.